Okay. Welcome to Comfort Average number 2. I'm sorry you won't be able to see me like talking about it due to the fact that I'm one flashlight down. So, alright. I wanted to make videos with wooden weapons today, but that's not going to happen. So, I'm going to show you unconventional weapons for fighting, and I'm going to do my bound hands, and this is mostly for Instagram. So, we're going to do unconventional weapon first. This you have is a regular towel. Now, depending on what martial art teacher you have, you can roll this sucker up so it's nice and tight. Put a knot in this bastard. And you basically have a ball and chain type weapon. Of course, it would help if the knot actually stayed in the towel. You gotta love it when shit goes wrong, right? So yeah, shit has gone completely wrong so far already. This probably won't stay again, but you know, for the sake of arguments, you put a knot in the towel. This could also work with a t-shirt or a pair of pants, but it'll be a little bit more difficult with a pair of pants. But it definitely will work with a t-shirt. So you have a knot. That knot is your lifeline in your fight. And you may think that a knot in a towel won't hurt. You would be sadly fucking mistaken. You can probably do this with a napkin and do enough damage, and if you sting somebody in the eye with a napkin, they're gonna fucking know it. And y'all all know this. Same thing. The knot came out, by the way. But if you can keep the knot in there, you know, for all medicinal purposes, the knot is either going to save you or someone's going to take the damn thing from you and give you a great deal of suffering. So, this is a conventional weapon. It is not a standard weapon. As you saw, the harder I swung, the knot came out. So that's always a danger of that happening. So, with this knot, you know, that knot is your lifeline if you're not a strong or a skilled fighter, which means you don't necessarily have to be a strong or a skilled fighter to have a conventional weapon. Now remember, I'm always telling you that a weapon is an advantage that can be taken from you at any time, because 9 times out of 10, you don't know who the hell you're fighting until the first blow is thrown. So that first swing comes and you can get away, run. But if you can't and you don't have any weapons, as long as you have a shirt, you have a weapon. So you can take your shirt off and tie it onto a knot, just like this towel. So I take the towel and put a knot in it. You know, just like nunchucks. And you don't have to know how to work nunchucks to swing a towel with a knot in it. So let's say you don't have a towel. You have a shirt. So you can do it that way, which is the easiest way, just tie it at the bottom, not the part with the sleeves. But in the heat of the battle, it's not really going to matter because you're going to tie however the hell you can get it. So now you have a knot in your shirt. Alright? Now if you have a towel with a knot and a shirt with a knot, now you have 2. If y'all think these knots don't sting when they're hitting me, you would be wrong. So you don't have any kicking ability. You got a knot with a shirt. Excuse me, a shirt with a knot. You have a towel with a knot. You are not unarmed. You are armed. But your skills that you bring to the table is a lot more important than any weapon that you will ever bring to the table. So if you aren't very skillful, you have to be knowledgeable. So knowing that you can't fight very well doesn't mean you're not going to win a fight. It just means you have to find a better way to win the fight. Towel with a knot, shirt with a knot. Guy come at you, boom. Guy comes at you, boom. You know, you have range with this thing. It's not as good as a bow staff, but you have enough range. And if you have two, high, low, in case he ducks. High, low. You know, high that way, high that way. Low that way, low that way. He gets in arm's distance, that's striking distance. So however long your shirt is, and that knot, however long that towel is, and that knot, you have range. So your best bet is to swing for the fences. I would tell you specifically to go for like the face or the gut, but the truth of the matter is, this thing swings wild. So no matter how you swing it, see how it came back and hit me in the arm when I did that? You know, it'll come back. So, you see how it comes back under here? It comes under my arm. If I'm not ready for that, this damn knot will come up and catch me here. So, when I tell you something, you can take my word for it. I have tried this shit. I haven't had to do it in combat because I usually win. But in the event that I do, first off, when I was 16, a Green Beret taught me how to do this shit with a knot in a shirt. Alright? Because just because you don't have a weapon doesn't mean you don't have a weapon. The ultimate weapon is that thing behind your eyes called your brain. So, you know, you can come up with something. You can come up with anything to defend yourself. So, let's see. Kick, swing the towel. That was the shirt. Kick, swing the towel. So, now, I'm going to get the sequence attacks. Boom, boom, boom. Other side. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so that concludes your conventional immediate weapon. One that you actually can find and get to. And if you can't, your shirt will do. You know? So, you have to understand, you're not always going to have a standard weapon. Let me explain what a standard weapon is. A standard weapon is a knife or a gun. Or any other martial art tool. Depending on if you are a martial artist or not. Now, so for Instagram, since I don't have a lot of these videos up, and because none of you have actually gone to Kung Fu Havoc #2 yet, which you can see more of my stuff, and you're always welcome there. Now I'm going to do a lesson. Kung Fu Havoc 2 is also recording this, so this is just a refresher course for Kung Fu Havoc #2, minus the blindfold. But, so, two things you got to understand. And in case you didn't get this the first time, so for Instagram, this is new to you. For Kung Fu Havoc #2, y'all know the drill. It's a lot easier to fight with your hands tied in front of you versus your hands tied behind you. You aren't defenseless, but you're in deep shit. Alright? So we're going to do demonstrations with my hands behind my back first, and then we're going to do demonstrations with my hands in front. Alright? So when you're behind your back, you're most vulnerable. You're subject to go to the ground, and you're subject to probably get your ass beat. Alright? So you don't ever want to fight like this. My best suggestion is get the fuck out of Dodge. If you're in the position to kick someone in the face, boom! Which is your next move? You run. Understand that. If you can kick someone in the face, your next move is to run. So, for all purposes, so you guys, let me go this way, so you guys can see me. So I'm going to kick you down the face. Boom! I'm down, I shift, I'm running away. Alright? Because that's a whole lot more convenient. This is some shit that you're never going to do. So, I'm in position for striking and sequences. Are you ready? Boom, boom, boom. It's not going to happen. You see how flimsy I was? There's a good chance that the first kick's going to be the only kick, and it's probably not going to connect. and I'm probably going to get my ass beat, and I'm probably going to be on my back. Shit. Okay. Sorry. Had my hands tied. Literally. Alright. So, we're going to work on some front techniques with your hands tied. Alright, so, just for the record, for Instagram, I told this story on Kung Fu Havoc #2. Good luck at finding it. So, once upon a time, I was arrested for driving a stolen car. Alright? Now, I have been training with my hands bound since I was about 12 years old. Maybe younger, maybe older. So here are my hands, they're bound. Instagram, Kung Fu Havoc 2, can you see them? They're bound. Alright, so with this much space, you got a fighting chance. This would be the space between the old school handcuffs. But I was handcuffed with the new school handcuffs. So there was no space for me to maneuver. But when I was trained as a child, I was trained this way. So the training consists of being able to palm strike, being able to block, being able to get my opponent, see where this thing is here, get my opponent to get my handcuffs under his neck. Because if he can't breathe, he can't bring harm to me. Alright, so this is what I was trained to do. I got my handcuffs under your neck, and I'm going to keep trying to reach the other side. Alright, I'm going to stop you from breathing so that it stops you from hurting me. So we're going to do some moves now with my hands tied. And again, as I said on Kung Fu Havoc #2, this is great for movies and only movies. I do not recommend you doing that in real life. So before I go into action, I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. Kung Fu Havoc #2 already knows the story. So my cousin was drunk and he stole a van that belonged to his friends. So the long and short is, he almost crashed twice. I started driving the goddamn van. When I get there, some dude who owns the van is skipping. Like this. He skipped right up to the window and stole me in the face. Not once, but twice. Cut my eye. Made me bleed. And I couldn't get out the seatbelt. So chalk that up to a victory for him and a loss for me. So when I kind of got out the seatbelt, the cop set on me with his gun leg. And he put his arm under my throat. And he says, "I have you, son. I have you." And I told him, well, if you look at my left hand, I have your gun. All I have to do is squeeze my pinky was in his trigger wall. So I'm pretty sure that dumb cop never made that mistake ever the fuck again. And he was Albemarle County. Hello, officer. So another officer got me off because they busted the house next to our house like about 2 months before the incident that I got arrested for, but I didn't get arrested for. So I'm sitting in there and the guy put the handcuffs on me because I gave him my hands after he told me the car was stolen. I told him it was my cousin's car. It wasn't my cousin's car, so you can see where the clusterfuck was going. So the guy that hit me broke his hand on my face, and they put him in the van, the truck, the car, whatever the fuck they put him in. They put him in some fucking police vehicle. Well, his big brother, on the other hand, was talking mad shit to me because my hands was cuffed in front of me. And I sit there and I said, "Let me explain something to you, son. You're just bigger than me. These things are more dangerous connected to me than they are not connected to me. And I'm handcuffed in the front." So he's laughing, and I told him, before the cop came back over to make me sit down and shut the fuck up, if I get these bitches around your neck, your life is over. And the cop said, so I said, well, if I'm going to jail for stealing a car that I didn't steal, I might as well go all out. I'm going to kill all 3 of these motherfuckers with my hands tied. And so the other cop that got me off came over there, calmed me down, and said, you ain't going to jail tonight. Relax, I got you. So for those who don't think cops are good, there are some good cops out there. So don't defund the police, reform the police. Not relevant to this video. So I was trained from the age of 12 or better to fight with my hands tied in front and behind. It's a whole lot safer in front than behind. So let's start off with your simple blocks. Your hands must learn how to work together as one. There will be no snake and no crane. Even though you can do that, it's just a little bit more difficult to get your blocks. So let's start with your basic blocks. high, medium, low, high, medium, low. So that protects this whole little circle in front of you. It doesn't offer much back protection, but that's why you can turn around. Alright? So you're always watching your back no matter what kind of fight you're in. You always have to watch your back. Anybody who doesn't tell you have to watch your back, they are not teaching you martial arts properly. Alright, so guys coming at you with a high kick, boom, you block it. Medium kick, boom, you block it. A low kick, boom, you block it. Same on the other side, high kick, medium kick, low kick. Alright, so you got that established. Now you can also block them like this. Medium, which is you're going to lift your leg tie style, and your hand's going to go down. Your hand goes down, your knee comes up, that blocks a medium kick. If he's going low, you just sweep your foot. So you want to step back and lift your foot so that his foot goes completely by yours. And your counter would be to kick him with the closest foot that goes by. Or stomp his leg in as he's going by so you can break his fucking leg so he has one arsenal down. Now, you have your blocks established. So now you have to learn how to actually fight with your hands tied. That is the hard part because everybody doesn't have the skill or the know-how to do that. And again, no point in your life will you ever have to do this in real life, alright? Unless you are really unlucky. And I haven't met anybody who's unluckier than me. But unless you're really fucking unlucky, you won't have to deal with this shit. But if you do, I want you to know that it can be done. So we're going to do a little bit of kicks and stuff and blocking and attacking sequences with your hands. Alright? So once you get the rhythm down of having your hands working together as one hand, it'll be a lot easier for you to fight with your hands tied. Once you get that straight, your feet and stuff will already be free. So if you're in shackles, you may have a tiny bit of problem. Yes, I've been trained to do that too. But shackles take a lot more work to be able to get your legs because you only have so much distance between you and the shackle, which means this leg and that leg are a lot longer than this, but your shackles are probably only shoulder length. So you would only probably be able to do gung fu and a little bit of Wing Chun, which means your low kicks to their shin area, because otherwise your chains aren't going to be that long and you're probably going to be chained to like 9 other people, which is going to offer you a fuck ton of resistance. So that's going to be a problem, especially if you're the lightweight in the whole damn chain. And if you're in the center of the chain, well, then you're screwed. But if you're in the beginning or the back of the line, you got a fighting chance. Alright? So, let us begin. So, first block, high, return with a kick. First block, high, return with a kick. Alright? So, for that sole purpose, that was karate. Alright? Because opposite block, power kick. Opposite block, power kick. Now for kung fu, it will be block and then kick. So, right hand, right foot. Got that? Because it's the closest to the target. Alright? So it would more been like Wing Chun. So it'd be right hand, right foot. Okay? Or if you want to do old school Wing Chun, right foot, right hand. The problem is your feet are longer, but if you miss that kick, you might get fucked up. So you should probably always use the hand first. That way also, if they get through, you can block them and you can trap them with your handcuff. You can trap them inside like this, pull them, knee them, elbow strike. Alright, so from the side, they're throwing a front punch, trap, pull, knee, elbow. Alright? Now, the reason why I do it that way is it's a lot easier and it's closer. Or if you can catch them with both hands, boom, pull. As you pull them, you jab your knee up, which is kung fu. So you jab your knee up, and then you can come down with an elbow, because they're going to bend over. So you can come down with an elbow. And your target would generally be the center spine. Alright? Now, for karate, same side. Pull, throw the other knee, because this knee is the power knee. So you're going to torque that bitch in. So, boom. Now he's bent over, elbow, because now you've just switched your styles. Alright? So you pull them with karate, you knee them with karate, and you switch to kung fu because this is the closest target opponent weapon that you can use. It's right there. Instead of you turning back and giving more power, you're already there. So you might as well just use the arm that's there. There's really, really minute differences between kung fu and karate. It really is. There's so little indiscrepancies, they're really, really small. So like I said, for Kung Fu, you block, you pull your closest knee to your target. If you're doing Wing Chun, closest knee to the target, you're pulling him. Once he's there, you can come down. Everything's right there. So it's like 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? 1, pull, 2, 3. You know? And if you're really lucky, if you just pull and elbow him in the face, probably going to sleep. Or elbow him in the throat. But your hands are tied. So you're going to have a problem. Alright, so here's some shit you're not going to do. Sequences. So, kick the guy off. Boom. Boom. Too much time. Once you kick them off, you should break out. Instead of trying to be like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Sammo Hung. Fuck all that shit. They're great martial artists. But here's reality. When you kick the guy, boom, and you take him down, you're free. Run. Your hands are still cuffed. It's a lot easier to run with your hands in front of you than your hands behind you. Alright? So, from the side, boom, run. From the side, if you want to do a straight kick, boom. Now, see, I land, I turn, and I'm out. It's much easier than to try to stand there and do this shit. Boom, boom. Okay, powerful Kung Fu kick, but if he catches my foot, what do? So your exit out is either 360 or 180 or a Jeff Hardy. So, you know, you'll figure it out. But the thing is, with that first kick, boom, you're pretty much done. Get the hell out of there. So, now let's do a couple of sequences that for sure you're not going to use. I'm going to go right kick, tornado kick, and then I'm going to come back to a normal position, I think. We'll see what happens. Alright, so, boom, boom, yeah. Now I'm going to do it with the left side. Stepped out of frame a bit. I'm going to be feeling this shit tomorrow. So now, let's say you got another sequence you want to try. This one will more than likely work other than the shit that you just saw, which won't work. Because if you miss that tornado kick, you're screwed. If you miss any kick, you're screwed. So guys running at you, inside to outside crescent kick. Boom. Other side, inside to outside crescent kick. Boom. Your guards need to be ready. And they will maneuver in or out of the way depending on your kick. Boom. So you see where my guards are. They're still there. Boom. Alright? So let's say you got to have a follow through with that. Left side, inside, outside. Boom. Bring it back. Right side, inside, outside. Boom. Bring it back. Now this is the part where the more martial arts you know, the better your chances are. Alright? But again, I deeply stress, under no circumstances in your life will you ever be fighting with your hands tied. Unless you are super unlucky. I hope this enlightens you a little bit on some of the things that you can and can't do. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this Instagram. Thanks for watching. Kung Fu Avenue number 2. Thank you for watching as well. Be seeing you. If I can get the cursor.